Hi, and welcome to the Skincarma Pod. I'm Carmine, the creator and voice of the Skincarma blog. With more than 25 years in beauty as a brand builder, copywriter, and skincare junkie, I'm putting my product wisdom and expertise to work demystifying skincare. On today's episode of the Skincarma Pod, I want to explore one of the most talked about, trending, and often misunderstood forces in skincare today, K beauty. Over the past decade, Korean skincare has influenced everything from multi step routines to the now ubiquitous idea of glass skin. But long before K beauty became the disruptive trend it is today, many of these ideas were rooted in centuries old Korean beauty traditions. Traditions that emphasize gentleness, consistency, and daily ritual as the foundation for healthy skin. My guest is Angela Jia Kim, founder of Savor Beauty, both a New York based facial spa and skincare range inspired by Korean heritage and botanical ingredients. Angela often shares a piece of wisdom passed down from her mother that immediately caught my attention. Treat your skin like the most expensive silk on earth. It's such a beautiful metaphor. Silk is delicate, it requires care. You wouldn't tug at it, scrub it, or treat it aggressively. And that idea, treating the skin with respect rather than aggression, sits in interesting contrast to much of modern skincare, which often celebrates stronger actives, higher percentages, and results in the moment. So today, Angela and I will explore that philosophy together. We'll talk about what glass skin actually means beyond the social media buzz, the deeper historical roots of Korean skincare traditions, including the influence of Hanbang herbal ingredients, and we'll look at how ritual, consistency, and respect for the skin barrier can coexist with modern skincare science. So let's do it. Let's welcome Angela to the pod.
Hello.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. Welcome to the Skincarma Pod. Yay.
I'm so excited to finally be here with you.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have you here. And we're going to talk about my facial that I had at Savor Beauty last week, which
I've been dying to ask you about.
I know I'm still kind of glowing, even though I might be a little dark here on the podcast. I am glowing. And hopefully it keeps going. The glowing keeps going. Uh, Angela, before we jump into skincare philosophy and Korean beauty traditions and
Yes.
even Savor Beauty, I'd like to start the way I always do by getting a little bit of origin story from you.
Okay.
Why don't you share a bit about your younger self? You know, your path is such an interesting one. You were a concert pianist, you're an
Yeah.
entrepreneur, an esthetician, a founder. Like, where where did all these aspirations come from growing up?
And I'm also a mom to
Mm,
a teenage daughter and
I
a
didn't know
cute,
that.
yeah, and a cute little furry mini golden and wife to a chocolate loving man. And I um and I live here in New York. So I feel
Hmm.
like I just live what I call the gorgeous chaos and I love every minute of it. So yes, I was a concert pianist. I started playing piano at the age of 3 and I sort of never looked back.
Wow.
And but I grew up, in this very strict, disciplined classical music environment, but also with the softness of my mom's Korean beauty rituals, which I
Hmm.
think is really a beautiful way to experience self care. And she was nailing glass skin long before it was a trend, Carmine. She was, in fact, I used to always be a little bit embarrassed because her hands, her neck, her face would always have this moist, glistening glow. And I don't know if you remember back in the 80s, um, y- matte was so in. And
Yeah,
so I would always be like, Mom, your face is wet. And, it would be sea breeze. Do you remember sea breeze?
of course, yes.
So it was all about astringent toners. It was all about drying out your skin so you don't break out. And if there was oil involved, get this, I don't know if you did this as well. I used to put on baby oil, Johnson baby oil, all over my body, my face, everywhere. And I would go to the pool with my friends and hang out just to get that really crispy tan.
Mm, yes.
And so that was and then my mom would get so upset about that. So anyway, that was really my training was classical music and then Korean beauty. And I just remember watching her get all of these very exciting creams from Korea, from her sisters in Seoul. And she
Mm.
always put on these creams made from pigeon poop or gold or silkworm cocoons. And she would and I would be like, oh my gosh, there's really gold flecks in this cream. This is so cool. And then I would take a little scoop and take it back, with me into my vanity. And so it was just a really fun way to grow up with little beauty.
Really? My beauty ritual was Stridex pads. To your point, like heavy denatured alcohol, like
Yep.
stripping the glow. Like you're right. Like glow was not
It was
cool.
not it.
Yeah.
It was
Now it's it. Now it's everything.
Now it's everything. I think it's really important. People are understanding that it's what Koreans call mulgwang. Do you know what mulgwang
Mm.
means?
You elucidated me a
Oh,
couple of weeks ago when we first spoke, but why don't you share what that is?
so mulgwang is this kind of this water reflection. And so that's how you want your skin to look. You want it to have
Mm-hmm.
sort of this glistening glow. Like I told you, my mom had
Yeah.
when I was growing up. And that is the place where collagen can thrive. And
Ah.
so if you are treating your skin with this glistening glow, and as my mom used to say, treat your skin like the most expensive silk on earth, which means don't dry it
Mm-hmm.
out.
Yep.
Don't wash your face with abrasive. I used to do the exfoliating peach.
No,
What do
don't
you call
say
it?
it.
There,
Yes.
we all did that, right?
Yes.
Drying out our skin with the sea breeze. I loved sea breeze so much. I used to do sea breeze and then sing Careless Whisper at the same time. Oh my gosh, am I? Carmine, you've got a knack for bringing out the truth out of people. So
Apparently.
that's what I did. That was my like whole.
Did she know about the sea breeze?
I think she was appalled because she would always use these fancy, beautiful smelling toners, and her whole thing was treat your skin like the most expensive silk on earth. So she would say, don't rub your face so hard and harshly. Don't be so abrasive, so rough with your skin. I thought it was a
Yeah.
really beautiful metaphor for how to treat your skin, but also now in my wiser years, I also think
Mm.
it's a beautiful metaphor for treating yourself with the
Yeah.
utmost respect possible.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because when I saw that, I saw it on the Savor Beauty site, and that like it really struck me, and I've never forgotten it, and I keep thinking about it. Like I think about it almost every day. And I don't have an abrasive skincare routine. I don't use glycolic acid on my face
Mm,
ever. The strongest I'll go is a salicylic acid toner, and that's really to me about flushing out my pores. So
mhm.
I completely agree with that. But to treat your skin like the most expensive silk on earth, like what a lovely sentiment. It's
It is.
beautiful. It
It,
really is beautiful, and it evokes, respect for your skin and your skin barrier.
yes.
And so expound on it a bit more. Like, what does it mean in practical terms to treat your skin like silk? Is it just about not using harsh actives? Is there more?
Well, would you like me to walk you through my evening ritual? Would you like to do
I would.
that?
Let's
Wonderful.
do it.
Okay. So it always begins with K Beauty, Korean Beauty Double Cleanse. So, of
Hmm.
course, I'm the founder of Savor Beauty. So, whatever you use is fine. I obviously use Savor Beauty. I love the sensorial ritual and the journey of it. And I also love the idea of just really being with yourself. And when you're touching your face, it's such an intimate act of self-love. So start with the jasmine coconut cleansing oil. I love that it smells like a tropical vacation. And that
Mm.
honestly, when I'm tired, I'm in bed and I'm like, I don't want to wash my face. I always remember the toasted coconut aroma. So I get up because I'm addicted to the smell and this and how it makes my skin feel like it's melting. We call it melt because it melts away makeup. It's essentially a makeup remover, but it also dissolves impurities in your pores. And the coconut lauric acid, it just softens the skin. So I feel like, if I were to talk about treat your skin and yourself like the most expensive silk, it's like melting away the impurities in your skin, but also what no longer serves you for the evening and letting it
Mm.
go. And then Korean beauty cleansing technique is that you would want to layer on the water-based cleanser on top. So I use a jasmine milk cleanser. I love the milky scent. I love jasmine. It's so sensual. It's very gentle on the skin as well. And I know you
Hmm.
have sensitive skin, so you probably experienced this in your Savor Beauty facial.
I did. Yeah.
So you layer it on, and again, the sensual aroma is drawing you in. And we're going to talk about Hanbang. It has ginseng, which is very cleansing and invigorating as well. And then after you're done with all of that, you're going to wash it off with I like to use warm water, pat your skin dry. And then the second step is to tone. And we have 5 different toners. My personal favorite right now is neroli. Do you like neroli?
Yeah, I do.
That's another balancing, beautifully sensual aroma. And so I spritz it all over my face and it feels like the Hawaiian mist. So it's just a different sensation on your face. And you breathe in the aromatherapy. And then I like to layer on, of course, my hyaluronic acid, which is so important for boosting moisture,
Hmm.
um, because I have very dry skin.
Mm.
And then I like to put on a beauty oil, beauty serum. So right now I'm really obsessed with our carrot rose, CoQ10. It's bright orange hue. It has vitality. It's age defense, and CoQ10, of course, it stimulates the collagen that I need. So I massage it all over my face, and I really get in there, and I just start giving myself a self love massage. You experienced that Saber Sculpt lifting massage in your facial, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah. So it's just, you just melt your jaws, and you're not just applying the product, you're really getting in and letting gravity do its thing. And you're lifting with your fingers and you're pushing up through your jaws and, doing the figure eights around your eyes. And, I could teach you how to do a whole sensorial facial massage. So doing that and then ending with, the face cream and then the caviar eye cream. And you just feel renewed. And it's treating your skin like the most expensive silk, nourishing, cleansing, purifying, hydrating, but also treating yourself like that, and taking time to live through that sensorial journey.
Yeah. I love how poetic you were and kind of deep you were about the cleansing portion of it.
Mm.
I love cleansing. And I also often do a double cleanse. Sometimes I'll just do the cleansing oil portion of it,
Mhm.
and then I'll use a pad, to not an acid pad, but something with like ceramides in it, or
Mhm.
something refreshing, or Cica. To like, I like to do that on my neck particularly. It's like hard to wash your neck, like, and I have sunscreen on my neck, and I'm thinking I'm getting water all over everything. So that's kind of my cleansing ritual, but I can't, like, the thought of not washing my face at the end of the day,
Mm.
like, that's anathema to everything I am, right? Like, and you know, people who don't wash their face before bed, like, that's like, to me, those are in the same class of as people who nap. No shade if you're a napper, but I dated a napper and it was like, you nap more than you actually sleep. Like,
Well, you don't enjoy a beautiful nap in the afternoon.
absolutely not.
Well, let me share a secret with you.
Go ahead.
Neither do I, but unlike you, I actually admire people who can nap.
Do you?
Yes, very much so. I think it's because if when on the odd day that I do, it feels
Mm,
amazing. But going back to washing your face, that is
yeah.
probably the number one thing that I hear people don't enjoy doing. And I
Mm,
always try to, I do a lot of wellness activations. I always try to get people to fall in love with washing their face because I think it's such a beautiful act of just washing the day away. And
yeah.
so people don't realize that if you go to bed with your sweat and your makeup on and,
And Subway
basically,
exhaust and all of it. Yeah.
yeah, you're just going to bed and sweat and sebum or having this big old party in your pores all night, enlarging
Yeah.
the pores, breaking down your collagen, elastin. And so I really try to get women and men to really enjoy that experience. So thank you for pointing out that, well, first of all, I should say, I think it's notable that you love washing your face because that is unusual.
Love, absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I will say that I have said to people, look, if you don't have any time to do anything at night, you don't want to do a skincare routine, don't do a skincare routine. Just wash your face and go to bed.
Which is a skincare routine.
It's a skincare routine, but just do that one thing. You don't have to don't even apply moisturizer if you can't. Like that's to me the absolute minimum is to wash your face. If
Mm.
you can apply moisturizer, great. And tell me if you think that I'm missing something, but I feel like if I think about the the characteristics really of a Korean skincare or K beauty skincare routine and a Western skincare routine, the one thing that I have always noted that was different was that step immediately after cleansing, the toning.
Mm.
And Americans just don't use toners. And if they've used toners, it's that, from the 70s, Clinique 3-step acid toner,
Mm.
exfoliating toner. We aren't conditioned to use hydrating toners. And that was the first thing when I first started exploring Korean skincare. I recognized how important a hydrating toner was.
Mhm.
And so maybe can you explain why that is and what a hydrating toner actually does?
Toners had this reputation of drying out your skin.
Mhm.
So it was the sea breeze time, right? It was the
Yeah.
Clinique 3-step that you were talking about. And so most of them have alcohol in them. So it is drying. Now toners have undergone a beautiful renaissance where it's more about hydrating, prepping your skin to absorb your serums and creams more deeply,
Mhm.
rebalancing your pH. We number our skincare 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because a lot of women used to come into my spas and they would
Here's
ask,
number 3.
yeah, there you go. There's number 3. Well, so that 3, I used to write it with a black Sharpie on
Mhm.
there because people
Oh.
knew, when do I put on my toner? When do I put on my serum? So I would say 2 for toner and then
Mm.
3 for your serum because it's going to help the nutrients, the nourishment of your serum go so much deeper into the epidermis. So, and then we use a toning mist. So you can
Yeah.
take it with you on the subway if you want, and you can just mist yourself. If there's someone not, you would just want to take a little skin shower, you can do it before yoga as an aromatherapy reset. You can use it before nighttime just to calm your skin and senses. So toners are one of my favorite skincare additions. It's essential.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm working on, I don't know if I shared this, but I'm working on a Korean skincare project.
Mm.
Where the brand sent they're launching a new brand in the United States of Korean skincare.
Mm.
And they sent me a whole range
Hmm.
of 15 products.
Hmm.
And over the course of, 3 weeks, I wrapped it up a week ago. Over the course of 3 weeks, I was assigned, to use all of these products.
Hmm.
And they also sent over a few product benchmarks. Like this particular Medicube product is the benchmark. We love this
Hmm.
product. How does our product stand up to that product if that's what we think is the gold standard?
Right.
And one of the products they sent over was the Beauty of Joseon uh, refreshing rice toner or hydrating rice
Mhm.
toner.
Mhm.
And I have a couple of toners, but I didn't have that toner, and I know that's a really popular product for the brand.
Mhm.
And I started using that every day, and I can't tell you, people don't really talk to me about my face, like my
Mm.
skin.
Mhm.
And over the course of the last 2 weeks, I've had at least 2 or 3 times a week where someone says, "Oh my God, your skin is glowing."
Wow.
I've never like, what are you doing? Like, and a friend was in town and he was like, I know you're a skincare blogger and blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
And I'm always preaching sunscreen with them.
Yes.
Um, but I have to say, I've never seen your skin glow like this. And I was thinking to myself, what in God's name am I doing differently? And I could only pinpoint that one thing. It's that
Mhm.
Beauty of Joseon hydrating rice toner.
Right. So
It's amazing that one product like that can make such a difference.
right. So I mean, that's the power of a toner. It's
Yeah.
helping the nutrients. It's balancing your skin, number one, if it's doing
Hmm.
its job properly, which it sounds like it is. And then
Yeah.
it's also helping the nutrients of your serums and creams penetrate so much more deeply into the epidermis. And also, it just protects your skin barrier.
Mm.
You've brought up sunscreen a couple times, and I think there was one other thing before we move on to speak more about toners or whatever you want to speak more about that I forgot to mention. You talked about this, which I thought was notable. You talked about the sunscreen on your neck and washing your neck. And that's
Mm.
something that I wanted to point out. That's very Korean, number one, to treat your neck like the rest of your face. And the
Absolutely.
second
Yeah.
thing, a lot of people don't realize that your neck is more vulnerable than
Mm.
your face and as well as your hands are. So the fact that you're putting sunscreen on your neck and hopefully on your hands as well,
Yeah.
that's very important. And yes, you do need to wash it off. So that is part of the cleansing ritual. So I just wanted to tie that back because I think that's something that I'm very passionate about educating people about as well. They don't realize.
Yeah, they don't, and I was guilty of it until I hit 50.
Mm,
And and in retrospect, like I've talked about this, like if anybody is listening and you're in your 20s, do a couple of things. I did one thing in my 20s that has mattered decades later,
mm,
and I didn't do another thing that would have mattered decades later. The first was the thing that I did do was to apply sunscreen in my immediate eye area, right inside the eye area. And I know for women, a lot of times they'll use eyeshadow that has SPF in it,
mm, mhm.
which is great. But if you're not using an eyeshadow with SPF, and most guys aren't, and a lot of women aren't, you have to protect this area.
Right.
And I recognized that early on. And to
Mhm.
this day, I have no crow's feet in my eye area.
Wow.
And when I walked into your spa, I forgot the woman behind the counter. It wasn't the esthetician, but it was the woman behind the counter checking me in.
Okay.
And she complimented my skin, and I told her how old I was, and she was like, "Are you serious?" And I
Mm,
said, "I'm going to tell you my secret, sunscreen in my immediate eye area. I've been doing it since I was like 22 years old. And I have protected this delicate skin from photo damage all these decades
years.
later."
Mhm.
So that was one. The thing that I did not do and wish I could turn back time and go back and do was to take care of my neck, was to apply sunscreen on my neck, was to, cleanse my neck, to apply all of my skincare down below my face. Everything that was going on my face was should have been going on my neck earlier.
Mhm.
And you mentioned denatured alcohol. What fragrance is filled with denatured alcohol? And every single day I sprayed denatured alcohol in a fragrance on my neck, and
Mm,
I damaged the skin of my neck. And I don't think anybody really thinks about that. And
right.
so to this day, I apply fragrance to my wrists and then the back of my ears, and I don't go anywhere near my neck. So I started taking care of my neck skin too late in life. But
Yes.
you can always prevent,
Yeah. But
but it's
well,
never too late.
right. Well, you probably have another 50 years in you. So get started. Yeah. You'll be glad in 50 years you started today.
I'm gonna remember this conversation, Angela. I'll be on my deathbed with the breathing tubes.
You'll be like, oh,
Angela was right. Angela was right. And the nurse is gonna be like, why is he always calling out that woman's name? Oh my God. Let's shift to glass skin.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't know this. You educated me
Yep.
that glass skin is not, I mean, although it's, a global trend out of K beauty today, it's not new to K beauty. In fact, it's not new to modern Korean skincare.
Well, I am always very interested in why a certain culture becomes known for a certain thing. And
Mm,
Korean skincare is, and Korean beauty is undeniably a world um, phenomenon. And so when I was doing research about Korean beauty and getting down into my Korean heritage and roots, um, I'm very interested in the historical stories underneath the dollar signs, right? So
mm,
the rituals. And, when I was young and I would go visit Korea, which wasn't very often, but I did go and I lived there for a little bit. I I remember going to these Korean spas and how and seeing my aunts just massage their skin, in upward strokes with that glistening glow that I thought was so weird that my mom used to do. And the more I read about it, the more I realized that Korean women have been nailing this glass skin since 8918. They were using ingredients like peach apricot oils and they would put it on their skin for the sheen and to prevent dark spots. So I think that's very beautiful. It's something that I grew up with
mm.
my mom, but then she grew up with it with her mom and my grandma. I remember her always carrying around an umbrella. My mom preaching as the sun is like shining on my face right now, walk on the shady side of the street. But
Yeah.
that's really very deep in the Korean culture, and I think that's really cool because the rest of the world is talking about glass skin, but it's just been around forever. So, what is glass skin anyway?
Yeah.
We hear about it,
What
right?
is glass skin?
Okay, so
Yeah.
what is glass skin? So it's very simple. It is the condition in which your skin is most moisturized, hydrated, and happy. And so it is a little bit opposite what you and I talked about, the westernized dry out your skin
Mm-hmm.
environment. This is different. It's you want to keep your skin moist, and so that it's a little bit shiny. And
Mm-hmm.
also, even though I wouldn't say that this is a traditional, you know, philosophy behind glass skin, I also like to think of glass skin like it's like treat it like glass. You don't want to break it. Like it goes along with the philosophy of my mom: treat your skin like the most expensive silk, right?
Yeah.
So you want this
Yeah.
luminosity, this translucent texture, the smooth texture. That's glass skin.
Yeah. And I think this kind of feeds into this mindset that Americans have that they want a quick fix and they want glass skin quickly. And to your point, it's really about saturating your skin with moisture and hydration, protecting it from UV or photo damage,
Mhm.
and having this clear, even, glowy, dewy complexion. And I remember a couple of years ago, there's these brands that are not Korean brands,
Mhm.
they're American Korean brands, American K beauty brands. And I remember this one product launched and it was called Glass Skin
Mm.
and it was all acids.
Oh.
And it was right, it was about that creating that effect, that instant effect by using acids
Mm.
to cause that glistening look and giving you glass skin when in reality that's not really the point of glass skin. It's to
Right.
enhance your skin health to get it to that point, not the instant benefit.
So I think that's very interesting. I'd never heard of that. So thank you for sharing that. I actually think of glass skin more like an environment in which you want your skin to look so that it
Mm,
feels healthy and happy. And so when you have oily skin, people think that they want to dry it out, right? Because they don't want to break out,
yeah.
understandably so. But you can also find non clogging moisturizers, non clogging oils, ingredients. Um, so what I would say is, you want I prioritize and I really love smooth, luminosity. And it's not like you're going to have this sheeny shine and glow all the time, because I personally have very dry skin. So I
Mm,
do need to apply my toners, my serums, and my creams throughout the day in order to get this like glowiness. But
yeah.
this is the state of my skin that I like it at. And that's what's helped me over so many years keep it clear, smooth, luminous. So that's how I like to think of glass skin. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, completely. Um, so in tandem with the glass skin tradition and your mom's, traditional routines, I'd like you to talk about this concept of hanbang,
Mhm,
which I love. You mentioned ginseng earlier. I know
mhm,
ginseng is a hanbang ingredient.
mhm.
Um, can we talk about the Hanbang herbal medicine that's
Yes.
played such a big role in Korean beauty traditions?
Yes. So this is something that I this is an inspiration that I drew from when I was formulating Savor Beauty. It's the herbal system for the traditional Korean medicine, TKM. And
Hmm.
so it's this ancient practice that really relies on natural ingredients like roots, barks, leaves, herbs to restore your health, vitality, and to restore your skin vitality as well. So, I remember as a kid, my mom's Korean friends would come from Seoul, and they'd always bring
Hmm.
this red ginseng, and I was always
Mm,
scared of it, partly because they would be like, "Drink it, drink it, drink it." So I would drink it, but it gave this instant warming effect, and I just thought, "Wow, this is so powerful." It was the first experience I had with these powerful, roots and barks, and it made me understand that it has this instant effect and that it is natural ingredients can be very powerful, So like ginseng, it's revitalizing. We talked a little bit about the ginseng. Ginger,
mm.
it's has antioxidant, inflammation. And then you've got your ginkgo biloba, which is a leaf extract that improves, circulation. Um, and then you've got licorice even, it
Oh, right. Licorice root extract. That's big in K beauty.
Mhm, and it's a brightening root that can reduce the
Mm,
appearance of, like, uneven tone or dark spots. So these are just, some of the ingredients that I think are really powerful. We've brought in these ingredients into Savor Beauty products as an homage to, how powerful these ingredients can be for
yeah.
revitalizing your skin texture, and so, yeah, that's I love that the whole notion of using these traditional ancient practices to help heal your system and calm your nervous system as well.
Yeah. Um, I think you don't know this, but my favorite guests are always estheticians
Mm,
because I feel like estheticians, even more than dermatologists, know not only the skin, but what ingredients the skin needs
mhm,
to be optimized and
right.
for you to really attain and maintain skin barrier health. Um, and there aren't a lot of founders who come from your background, right?
Mhm.
That's pretty unique. Your perspective from years in the treatment room, and touching clients' skin directly.
Well,
How do
actually,
you think?
I'm not an esthetician.
Oh, you're not?
No, 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 I'm not an esthetician, but I've employed hundreds of estheticians. We've done, endless number of glass skin facials. So, by proxy,
By
uh,
proxy, you're an
by proxy.
esthetician, and
Yes,
you've touched skin,
yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, you
So
have that you
I would
have that
consider myself more of
insight.
a creator and, a visionary for the brand.
Yeah. So how do you think that your brand from that perspective is differentiated aside from the Hanbang and Korean traditions? Like there's these components that come together to create something that I think is truly unique.
Well, so you brought up estheticians. Um,
Yeah.
I'll A lot of the line is inspired by what they see. So, we're in New York City.
Mm,
And so, many, many years ago, one of my estheticians came to me and said, Angela, have you ever thought of formulating a pre-cleansing oil, a cleansing oil made of coconut? And I was like, really? Why do you say that? And she said, because a lot of our clients are coming in. It was during the coconut craze, and they're slathering
right.
coconut all over their faces, and it's clogging their pores, and they're breaking out as a result.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah. So it was really interesting because then she actually helped with it. She was like, it would be great if it was non-clogging, but it has coconut oil has lauric acid, so it softens your skin. It purifies your skin. So we wanted to include that, but then she wanted to include things that were non-clogging as well. So it was really fun. So to your point, estheticians they're touching the skin always. They're
Hmm.
listening to the clients. They have, as I say, their ear to the ground. They know what's working, what's not working, what's on trend, what's not on trend. So speaking of Hanbang ingredients, we brought in the ginkgo biloba leaf extract, apricot fruit extract, just for it to be to help with circulation and vitality. So it was fun. It's fun to bring in the Korean heritage, but also bring in the esthetician's perspective on what they're seeing.
Yeah. What's in this that I love about it so much? This mask.
Oh, what can you read it for me? I can't quite see it.
It's the plump black cherry
Oh,
collagen
okay.
peel.
Yes. Well, everybody loves that so much. And I
Oh
think,
my God. It's amazing.
well, that has the licorice root that you were talking about.
Oh, really?
Yes. And it also has pea peptides in it.
Hmm.
It also has black cherry, which has like 20 plus antioxidants to improve like the skin's elasticity and the tone. It has papaya and pineapple enzymes in it, so it exfoliates very gently. And then the pea peptides, I love this because it helps to repair cellular damage. Tell me what you're seeing is happening with you when you put it on your skin.
Well, it's an enzymatic mask, but I
Mm-hmm.
have to say that it's one of the most gentle enzymatic masks I've tried.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if I remember correctly, the directions said to leave it on for 1 to 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that immediately made me think, oh, this is going to be really stripping and really strong and just really tear at my skin. And
Mm-hmm.
it didn't. I used it, I think it was Saturday afternoon. And I was like, wait a minute, Angela gave me that one mask. This is the perfect time to use it. Like, I
Wow.
wanted to do something pampering, and it felt like that to me. It really feels like something special that came right out of your spa.
It looks so good next to your fingernails too. It's like perfect black cherry
I
red,
re-
isn't it?
yeah, I really am loving this nail art, I must say.
It has 22 amino acids. So, and it
Wow.
also, did you get a tingling sensation at all with it?
No, not at
You
all.
didn't? Okay. So it's very
No.
gentle, and,
Yeah, it
it has
is.
peptides to boost your collagen, and it's pregnant women love to use it. It's gentle enough. So I have very sensitive skin, so I just wanted to formulate something that would work. It feels like a ritual
Mhm.
and results, and it's good
Yep.
for sensitive skin.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drop before I forget, I'll drop the link to this product into the show notes, but everybody needs to get themselves a jar of plump.
plump.
Plump with black cherry collagen.
I love
It's
that word plump.
incredible.
Yeah.
Angelo, last question before we move on to the fun part of the episode. Not that we haven't been having fun, and that's the lightning round.
Okay.
The first wave of K beauty globally was very product driven with sheet masks, multi step routines, novelty textures, unusual ingredients like snail mucin. And what was that other one about the cocoon?
Oh, the silkworm cocoon. Gold black
Silkworm
pigeon
cocoon.
poop.
Yes,
Pigeon poop. Yeah.
yes, yes. What do you think the next chapter of K beauty looks like?
I think it's much more about rituals.
Mm,
It's more about, I think, luxury. Um, something I'm hearing about is like glassy skin now. I think it's skincare, makeup, it's kind of all melding into one. Um, it's probably more about education because I think something that, when you're really good at something
yeah.
and it just comes naturally to you. I think
Mm,
that it was just a natural part of culture. And so I think now Koreans are probably waking up to the fact that the rest of the world is learning right behind and they want a little bit more education. It's they don't realize how ritualistic things are, so probably they're explaining a little bit more. To be honest with you, I I'm so in it that I just don't know the correct answer. Like I'm part
mm.
of that. I do know that, like, for us, we're all about clean Korean skincare made here in New York. And the reason why I have it made here in New York is so that we can oversee the integrity of the ingredients, and make things in smaller batches so it's not mass produced, so that you're putting on the most fresh, vibrant minerals and vitamins onto your skin. So that's what I think is happening with the trends.
I like the point about education. I think that's probably, if you ask me, I'd say that's where it's going.
Mm,
Away from the shiny object piece of it, and more into the whys. Particularly around the toners, like we talked about. I don't think I guarantee you, it's probably the toner component of a K beauty routine is probably the least popular,
Can I
right? Like,
can I tell you the most interesting thing though, Carmine? I
yeah,
for us in the last 3 years, toners have been in the top 5 of bestsellers.
that's
Can
amazing.
That
That's
is
so
amazing.
heartening. That's
And I'm always
heartening.
like, wow, when I see it. And so I think people are starting to understand the power of a good toner.
Yeah, yeah. And the basics, like that's one of the most basic things there is.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about capsule creams
Hmm.
and snail mucin serums. It's
Yeah.
about the basics of what your skin needs to be its healthiest and hopefully achieve a glass skin glow.
Yes. And I
Yeah.
don't mean to distract you right now, but speaking of glass skin glow, do you
Your
see
glass skin glow?
well, do you see that there's a lot of sun on my face?
Yes. Are
Okay.
you getting
Here,
scared?
I hear my mom yelling at me and saying, "Why
Yep.
is there?" So I'm going to close my curtain if you don't mind.
Please do.
1 second.
We
So,
don't want you getting any photo damage as a result of this podcast.
yeah, there we go. Oh my gosh, the sun is just really.
And then in 50 years, when I'm calling out your name, you're like, I got so much photo damage in that episode
I
you
know. Okay,
recorded.
isn't this so much better? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I was like trying to do
Yes.
this, and then I heard my mom yelling at me saying, "Close that
You're
curtain."
not as glowy, but you're healthier.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap up with the lightning round.
Oh
Are
my,
you ready?
what is this?
Something you believed early in your career that you no longer believe.
That I can do it all.
Ah,
I was fed that
excellent.
line. I was fed that line. You can do it all, and I don't believe that anymore.
Oh, interesting. Oh,
You can't
cool.
do it. Maybe you can do it all, but not all at the same time.
Yeah. Skincare myth you wish would disappear forever.
Dry skin, like matte skin, that needs to disappear forever.
Totally. Oh my god.
I know.
Dry, dehydrated skin.
Yeah.
An ingredient you think is underrated.
Oh my gosh. I love niacinamide. I love it.
Me too. Thank you for saying niacinamide. Oh my god, that's my
Niacinamide,
favorite
yes.
ingredient in my routine.
Oh my gosh, Carmen.
Somebody somebody asked me way back, like, if you could only take one product with you to a desert island aside from sunscreen, like if I were going on Survivor, like
Yeah,
I know they give you sunscreen on Survivor, so I don't have to take
I just
sunscreen.
take that.
What would the product be? It would be my Paula's Choice 10% niacinamide serum.
Why do you love niacinamide so much?
I think niacinamide is the perfect ingredient.
Mm.
It's first of all, it delivers, you know, incredible antioxidant
Mm-hmm.
protection. It brightens the skin,
Mm-hmm.
brightens your
That's why
complexion.
I like it.
It unifies your complexion by diminishing the look of dark spots. Like, there's other ingredients that
Yeah.
do that too, like vitamin C. Niacinamide strengthens and thickens your skin barrier.
Mm-hmm.
If you're using retinol, and this is the one thing that I will give up to Dr. Barbara Sturm,
Mm-hmm.
that retinol does thin your skin barrier.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to counter that. You have to defend your skin from UV damage, and you have to do what you can to strengthen and thicken your skin barrier. And there's very few ingredients that do that. And so niacinamide does do that. Niacinamide, like salicylic acid, flushes out your pores. It clears out pores. And pore maintenance, I think, is really essential to a healthy functioning skin barrier. Niacinamide regulates surface oil.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, I should name the things that niacinamide doesn't do. Niacinamide doesn't feed the cat at 5:30 in the morning. No.
Well, listen, I love that you love niacinamide so much.
Yeah.
No, I love it so much. That's why we included it in our sunscreen, our sun milk, which is
Mm.
SPF 50. I'm going to send you.
Hmm.
I'm going to send you
Oh,
one
I would love it. I would love it.
because you just sang to the choir, and
Hmm.
I like niacinamide, and that's why we included it in our sun milk in particular, because I like the brightening effects. So I put it on, and I feel like it's not only protecting my skin, but it's also brightening it, and
Yeah.
warding off the sunspots that I inevitably am so prone to. And
Yeah.
that's-
One thing I'm forgetting about niacinamide, and it's because that all those benefits I listed off come from this, like, the beauty marketing side of it, and what an ingredient does, um a- as a skincare ingredient.
right.
But from the medical side of it, like the medical world, I have a friend who's been on the podcast. She's a dermatologist. She is the founder of Shine Dermatology out of San Francisco, and she's a huge proponent of niacinamide. And we've talked on the podcast about how niacinamide also repairs DNA damage.
Mm,
And that's not something that the beauty world is allowed to say,
right.
right? So that, and I'm in that world, so I'm
But
not aware of that. But she has a supplement, that's part of her practice, and it has a very high concentration of niacinamide, polypodium leucotomos in it,
mm,
and these two actives together repair DNA damage. And, like, nobody else can talk about that but a
right.
doctor, right?
Yes.
And so niacinamide also does that. And it was that conversation with her, and we went deep on niacinamide for like 20 minutes. It was from that conversation I realized that I should also be ingesting niacinamide. So
Mm.
I added a 1,000 milligram supplement, niacinamide supplement, to my morning, slew of probably 10 tablets that I take.
Wow. Carmine,
Yeah.
little did I know that when I said niacinamide, because I could have chosen from all the other
We really could
best of
have.
ingredients.
And I would have been like, okay, whatever. No.
I love it.
Good answer. You're right. How about an ingredient you think is overrated?
Well, I think retinol, as you were saying, that thins
Mm-hmm.
out the skin.
Yeah.
We see so many guests at Savor Beauty come in, and their skin is irritated
Mm,
from over retinoling. So I like bakuchi oil instead as an alternative. Have you heard of
yeah.
bakuchi oil? It's a natural
Yeah.
alternative to retinol. So um, yeah. So I think that I would choose retinol.
More and more brands are how brands kind of copy each other in big beauty.
Mhm.
I'm seeing more and more brands pairing a lower concentration of retinol or a retinoid with bakuchiol.
Mm, that's
So that
interesting.
consumers aren't overloading their skin with higher
Mhm,
concentrations of retinoids. And I think that's a really smart way to go.
mhm. We formulated a blue tansy bakuchi oil serum. I formulated it for my daughter because she came home one day and she said, Mom, I think I need retinol. She had teenage breakout. She was like,
Yeah.
it's on TikTok. I gotta use retinol. And I was like, you're only, at the time she was only 14. It's like, you're only 14 years old. So let's get, let's use a much more mild form. So we chose 2% bakuchi oil paired with blue tansy. Blue tansy, which is a beautiful, calming, botanical essence. So we formulated a whole thing and she put it on, and overnight her skin just became so soft and supple, and it dissolved her acne. So I was like, okay, we need to come out with the mom version of this because it's working so well. I want to put it all over. So I really do believe in bakuchi oil as well.
Yeah, that's so great. A beauty trend you secretly love.
A what?
A beauty trend you secretly love.
Secretly? Why would anything be a secret? Well, I mean, this is not a trend, but I love to go to those Korean spas. And, I know a lot of people feel comfortable with it because you have to walk around naked in the the ladies' room. But I love it. Like, I love getting the scrub on my back and my butt and my everywhere. And they just, have you ever done that, Carmine?
No.
Okay, so this ajima, which is like a Korean woman, auntie.
Oh, ajima is like is it pejorative?
No.
For an older Korean woman?
No, it's like an auntie. You know what an auntie
Okay,
is.
got it. Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
No. And so they'll scrub your skin with like this Italy towel, and it's kind of rough. Like, it's not faint apart. And you'll see like these little worm ropes that look like worms, dark worms, forming all over your body. And you're like, oh my God, look at all that dead skin cells. So, but after your skin feels like baby soft.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so I might need to add that to the list.
Yes, you have to add that to the list. We should meet at a spa. I'm
down.
Okay, good.
I'm not down with getting naked in the women's room with all the women, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
we'll modify the routine. Your idea of the perfect nothing day.
The perfect nothing day. Hanging out with my husband, my daughter, my dog, and just eating all day. I love grazing all day. That's why I like Christmas. We just have big spread and watching movies.
I love it.
Doing a mask. I love that.
Yeah.
Sleeping and napping. One of those rare days. Well, I'll let myself nap. But
oh my God.
I'm never going to nap because I'm going to feel silently judged by a Carmine.
By Skincarma, yeah. Last question. It's only because I was traumatized by the ex. And I have to say that was the only thing he traumatized me on. That ex only traumatized me with his napping. Last question. Finish this sentence. Healthy skin begins with
hydrated skin.
Oh, yeah. Love it. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you, Carmine.
This was very, very, very fun.
Aw, this was very, 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 very fun.
All right. I look forward to our Korean spa day.
Yeah. By the way, you know what? I don't know if we're off air or anything, but you know what I just did?
We aren't. We're still on air.
Okay. Well, I'll just say, then you'll have to edit this. What I just did was so Korean. You know what
Which
I just did? You were like, what? It was very, very, very fun. And then I said, this was very, 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 very fun. I just one-upped you. That's so great.
I love it. All right. That's a perfect place to end on that very Korean note. Thank you, Angela.
Mwah.
Mwah. Ciao.
Ciao.
All right. Thank you for listening to the Skincarma Pod. Find more insights, real talk, and reviews of my favorite skincare products on the Skincarma blog at skincarma.com. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please rate and review this episode. It helps me to reach more listeners. Ciao.